Wait,
We've learned our
what?
lesson from
Instead
Game of
of a physically capable character, he were all about using his powers of deduction and like his mental capabilities, and he'd be one hunch man. And like he would always have like this one hunch about who was the killer, and it would just always be correct, like one hunch man.
Press A to play.
Breath. Fine. You win. I guess you don't need me after all. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Oh.
Okay, that's adorable.
Oh, that is very cute.
Aww.
Oh wow.
Oh, I can double dash now. Isn't that cool?
That's really cool.
So you can go further with the help of this, you know, psychological faculty. Sort
Yeah.
of being
She's your
in
double
line.
jump now. That's awesome.
Right?
She's your
Exactly.
double jump.
That sounds like a Valentine's card, by the way.
You're my double
You're
jump.
my double jump.
But yeah, I think like, you know, because again, like she helps us set boundaries and be stronger, and maybe that's not always a bad thing. We just don't want to be toxic about it.
Oh, that's even cooler.
there you
Sometimes
go.
she really chucks you up.
Waddy literally lifting you up higher. Awesome.
Yes, please. Because we want to climb it. That's the whole point. Thanks, old lady. Grandma Mountain Hermit.
Yeah, she's got to be a survivor, right?
Yeah, almost definitely. Theo? Right, I forgot. You've been climbing all the way down to make sure we didn't die. Shit.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oof, sorry.
Okay, that's dedication though, right there.
Right? I
Thanks,
mean,
Steven.
that's a friend.
Hey, you can see her now. Yay.
Aww. It's like, this is giving me trans feels, but like completely unrelated to the metaphor that we've been using for Waddy so far. It's like, you know, it's the part of you keep hidden.
I love Waddy. I'm so glad that she's actually sort of she's being brought into the fold instead of
Right? Yeah. She gets to be a friend instead of getting thrown aside.
She's like the ultimate obnoxious like partner in crime, and it's perfect.
Aww.
The chat says adorable goth or adarkable.
Adarkable goth. We've seen adorkable. Now we
Adorkable is
see
not- yeah.
adarkable.
Oh my god, adorkable is perfect though.
Yeah, right?
I'm totally adorable.
Madeline is adorkable.
I would-
Waddy is adarkable.
I would totally date a darkable goth.
Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah, just skim over the whole trying to kill Maddy part.
Details.
Yeah, so we fell down the mountain, yada yada yada. Now we're back up here. You kind of yada yada over the best part.
Aw. Yeah. Sure you can, man. Okay. Okay. Aww.
Huzzah.
That's very cute. I
Like
like
the
this
Band-Aid.
chapter. Yeah, I'm a fan of this chapter.
That was very cute.
So we only died 19,000 times, but it's cool.
That's
243. I love that it counts it for you though.
Uh-huh.
So you
Alright.
unlocked a cassette. The B side.
You remember when I did that during the all the way back at the beginning of the episode when we were different people? Also, do you see that her hair is different now? Because of the upgrade? All right, let's do this.
Again.
Stage final.
Is this the last stage?
I think it's the last chapter. Let's do it. Oh. Still managed to screw up. All right.
Managed to screw. Okay, never mind.
Uh-huh.
Like if she were to come up with like this cool sing, it'd be like a manage.
Manage.
Oh, that's not gonna work.
Frank,
Okay.
somewhere there is like pun championships, and One Bit Wonder needs to sponsor.
There has to be one, and I would seriously, I would binge the shit out of like a pun, like a competitive pun show. That'd be so much fun.
I think we need to do the sort of thing where you train a team, and we have a montage.
Also, now thinking of like a manga where instead of someone being able to beat the crap out of people with just one punch, it's someone who can just make everybody laugh. Just
With one pun?
like one pun
Oh,
man.
one
that would
pun
be a good show.
One Pun Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know One Punch Man, Andrew, because you're lame, but it's a great pun.
Wow. Well,
Like I heard that the
no worries, Cal. Tell me what you're
second
gonna
season
say.
made no sense.
Oh, I will,
and-
don't worry.
But the first season was so much fun. Like,
Right? No, the problem with One Punch Man is that it's a great idea, but like, how far can you really take that joke
doesn't
without
have
doing
legs.
more with it?
Like
Yeah.
it has the arms, obviously. for
Right, because
one punch.
punching, but like, you know.
But yeah.
So what is the premise? It's a person that is just very strong, or
Yeah.
He is trained to such a degree that all the crazy DBZ style bad guys can only manage one punch before they die.
Yeah.
So like no matter how huge a threat it is, he's like punch and then they die and then he's
Yeah.
really bored as a result because
Which
nothing's a
means
challenge.
The writers have to be really creative because you can't just have people battling all the time because literally one punch and they're gone. They're dead. That's it. That's the end of the fight. So they have to make up all these weird creative reasons for stuff to actually go on. It's really, really interesting actually. The first season is really a lot of fun.
But that's the thing, right? Is that like they didn't take it very far in the second season. Like
And it was a different studio as well, I heard. So that's why,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, they had some interesting thoughts, right? Like, I kind of liked the idea that, like, he's better than a lot of other heroes, but he can't say that because he's technically not on their tier list. So, like, he pretends to be less good than he is and kind of has to be, and there's some discussion there about that. And
Also,
then,
I love
like,
the big reveal about how he got as powerful as he is, which is just like, yeah, I just did a lot of crunches and squats and just ran a couple of miles every day. It's like, yeah. And it was like, but that's just like a workout routine.
Yeah, that was my favorite. Yeah, Genos was like, how did you get so strong? And he goes, I did 100 push-ups. Okay, then I did 100 sit-ups. Okay, then I ran 3 miles. Dude, this is just an endurance routine. What are you like?
And he doesn't look cool either. He's like this scrawny guy. He's bald. He has no like defining features, and that's his defining
Yeah,
feature.
like the
And he
joke
has
is
none.
that the joke is that he looks like the kind of character who would normally be in the background, except
Yeah.
he's One Punch Man.
He looks like a create your own character before you've done anything. Like before you've picked your hair, like your haircut, your hair color, your eye. Like before you've done anything. So his face is just like an egg with eyes and a mouth drawn on it. It's amazing.
he's ordinary man.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Also, really soft spoken. Has nothing really interesting to say either. He's a weird, iconic character.
JP says, it sure landed a hit, but I feel like I should have punched out after season 2. Oh, after a season or 2, but yes. Well played,
Kudos.
sir.
Kudos.
You know, it's one of those shows that should have like said its piece and ended, you know? Or maybe just started like the second season being about someone completely different, you know?
That could have been interesting.
I kind of just wish people would tell a story and then complete the telling of the story and then move on and tell another story. Every time I see season 2 of anything, I punch out these days. I'm like, I don't need to watch you drag this on for another 3 seasons desperately.
Like for me, I don't mind a season 2. I just want to make sure that what I'm watching has an end, you know? To me, it's like books, right? Some books are longer than others, and I don't mind that, but they still have to have an actual ending. That's why I won't read Name of the Wind or any other book series that doesn't actually have an ending yet. I'm not going to spend all of my time to read something that doesn't end for no reason, you know?
Wait,
learned
what?
our lesson from
Instead
Game of
of a physically capable character, he were all about using his powers of deduction and like his mental capabilities, and he'd be one hunch man. And like he would always have like this one hunch about who was the killer, and it would just always be correct, like one hunch man.
Fair enough.
I would watch that.
I was thinking, like, what if it was just a slice of life show? Kind of like how in the first season, like, they were in the middle of an intense fight with a bad guy who had a ridiculous backstory that he was explaining, and it was all intense and villainous and whatever. And then, like, he doesn't really pay attention and knocks the guy out in one punch and starts running away because he realized he almost missed the sale at the grocery store he was trying to make. You know, like, I think Slice of Life was, like, the way to go with that, you know?
And the entire rest of the episode is like him
Yeah,
waiting in
just-
line and having a mundane conversation with a cashier.
Just, the entire episode is like he starts like about how he needs to go to the grocery store, and then he ends up getting caught up in this ridiculous villainous story about how this villain was like transformed by mad science or something to do something crazy, and all of this craziness, and then in the end he runs away really fast because he almost missed the sale at the grocery store, and his super serious apprentice is like, "Wait, master, what? The sale is still on for another 2 hours. You could potentially make it. Let's go!" He's just running along.
I want to watch One Punch Man trying to deal with like a confrontation in a parking lot or some like super mundane thing like this, you know?
But
where they're trying to grab a spot and somebody else grabs it, kind of like the parking episode of Seinfeld.
And I'd like to think that he'd be super nice about it, but that's what would confuse them. It's like, you don't want the fight. I mean, why are you angry? Can I help you? Like,
He'd be like the anti-George Costanza.
exactly. It's like, no, but I could kill you. Yeah, right, scrawny.
George was the anti-George Costanza in the episode The Opposite,
Oh, I'm not...
where he basically becomes the opposite of what he always was, and it really works.
Oh.
Actually, at one point, he also tries to be as open and upfront as possible, which led to the amazing opening line, "Hi, I'm George. I'm unemployed and I live with my parents." And the woman's like instantly hypnotized. She's like, "Oh, hello. Do tell me more." And it's just so amazing that it works.
Wow.
George. The ultimate bad boy.
JP's asking about Avatar's chapters and books. He says that worked. I also like the Avatar
yeah.
series. Yeah.
But that's the thing, though, right? Like, it was 3 seasons, but it had a story to tell, and it told that story over
Yeah.
the course of 3 seasons, which is different from rambling unnecessarily for 3 seasons when you don't have 3 seasons worth of story to tell, right? And this is my problem. I don't mind stories that have multiple chapters, but like, man, have a story to tell.
Yeah.
Don't continue something for no reason, then wonder why the fan base is disillusioned and angry with you.
And also, especially, let the creative team know what they're working with, because that's what, you know, created so many issues for the Legend of Korra team, where pretty much every single season they weren't sure if they were going to be able to have it next season. They did have, like, an overarching plot and everything in place, but they were always afraid they were going to get canceled. So that just made for, like, this really sort of chaotic kind of show, which was so much fun, but isn't as streamlined or as efficient as Avatar, for example, was.
Yeah, definitely. It's
JP's
one-
mentioning Lost.
Yeah.
Oh, Lost was so
Lost was
good.
Lost was like
Oh,
the
yeah.
the primary example of that, right? Where like
So sad. Like, if you hear the creatives talking about it, it's just still so sad.
and like they had a point, right? They had an actually good concept that was
Yeah.
forced to change, and it's just so sad.
They were like, please, Disney, let us finish. Let us just end this show on our terms. Like, you know what? Yeah. 8 years from now. Like,
And see, like, but that's what upsets me, right? Is that like they had an explanation.
yeah.
There was a reason for the Dharma Initiative to exist. There was an explanation for what it is they were trying to do. There was an explanation for Lost.
Yeah.
And it got lost because they wanted to keep the show going for no reason.
Yeah.
This is why...
Well,
I guess
there
because...
was a reason. Money.
Yeah.
Which is why capitalism sucks.
I kind of feel like this is why I don't know if when I'm first looking or hearing about a show, like or when I first see it, I don't know if it's going to be one of these things where they're just going to try and cattle prod it across the 8th season line, you know, in any way that they can, or if it's actually going to be a story that has chapters. And so if it's more than one season, I almost instantaneously check out. I'm like,
Yeah.
nope.
I get that.
Fair. Yeah, like I can't really blame you for doing that. Like that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, like I don't know. Personally, I don't mind multi-chapter stories, man. Just actually have a story to tell.
I'm watching The Wire right now, and I'm loving their approach, where every single season focuses on a different part of the town. So you do have like recurring characters, of course, but season 1 is the police force and the gangs, and the second one is the dock workers, and then the other seasons are gonna be, I think, about the municipality actually, and like journalists. I think those are the other. It's really cool. That really works. That way you can have this sort of shift of focus, and every season is like a self-contained arc. That is an approach that I really like actually.
I love The Wire. I also love it because it wasn't written by like traditional screenwriters. You know, it was written, or at least inspired by, I think it's a journalist or something who just
That wouldn't surprise me at all, actually. Yeah.
yeah, who wanted to just talk about what it is that they had seen. And so, like, not only does each season have its arc, but it adds a layer to, yeah, this absolutely awful situation.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Like the ending of season 1 it doesn't look like it, but it's like one of the most depressing things ever. Like I don't want to spoil a 20-year-old show, so I'm gonna try and keep it as vague as possible. Like basically it's, so some bad guys get punished, but not nearly enough, and the biggest bad guys just aren't like, that they aren't held accountable at all, and then the good guys are fucked over, and it's like, wow, if you really look at the ending of season 1, it's like, wow, that's depressing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, really realistic in the way it presents that depressing situation. Because it's not like look at all this drama and tragedy. No, it's more like, this is probably how something like this would go down, and that's the horrifying part. Yeah.
That's the story they were trying to. So there's a lot of characters that are in like the gray area, right?
Yeah.
Where you like some things about them, you dislike some things about them. It's just really not clear like what it is you're supposed to feel about them. Oh.
Like there's always that one character where like, oh wow, you're finally one of the characters I can root for, and then, oh wait, but you're also abusing your powers for this, so you're not entirely above the board either. And it's just for every single character. Like there's no single person where you're like, yeah, you're just a good person, because that's not how good people work. Nobody is just all good.
Yeah.
Everybody has their flaws and their shortcomings, and that show is amazing at displaying that. Yeah.
It really, I loved it. But it is very, I don't know, I don't want to use the word like defeating, but it feels very sad to watch because
It's still really relevant. Like a lot of the stuff that gets, I mean, I'm in season 2 now, but a lot of the stuff that gets discussed in season 1 and 2 is just as relevant now as it was back then.
yeah.
And most of the things even are worse. So that's pretty harrowing. Yeah.
One of the reasons I don't want to watch it, to be honest.
I get that
so
actually.
harsh.
It's really good, but it takes a lot. It's not the kind of show you get a lot of energy from. It takes. I personally at this one I think it's worth it, but you have to be in the correct headspace for it. You really do. Yeah.
Totally not comfort food watching.
No,
It's
not something you binge either. Like it's a 1 or 2 episodes a time kind of a show at best.
Give yourself a break and play some
Yeah.
Kirby.
Take a breather. Yeah.
But that's what I loved about it, because I felt like it was a certain kind of honesty there.
Oh yeah.
A lot of the people were shades of gray, right? There's no obvious good or bad guys in for a lot of the characters. The situation, it's insanely complicated. There's all these layers to literally everything.
And also,
Yeah.
Idris Elba.
He's just, I don't know how this person does it, but I'm convinced that he could read his grocery list and somehow it would be
Oh, yeah.
interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
He could literally just be baked beans, broccoli. And I would be like, really, Idris? Yes, baked beans and broccoli and Brussels sprouts. Really though? Yes, absolutely.
Actually,
Yeah, I
that's,
definitely agreed.
Actually, that's one of the most fun and weird things about the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie. That Idris Elba voices Knuckles, and it's so
Yep.
cool.
Really?
He does.
So random, but like,
Oh
And
my
he's
God.
really fun as well. Like, I actually really like him as Knuckles now. I want all Sonic games ever to be like patched with like Idris Elba vocals now for Knuckles.
I saw the first one, and I remember Jim Carrey being the bad guy, and I thought he was just absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, chewing up the scenery, which works perfect for something like a Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Yeah. And Idris is kind of similar. It's not as cheesy or over the top, but what I love is that he really takes it seriously. Like it's Idris Elba just going for like his most brooding, like cool voice, while like again voicing a red echidna. Like it's perfect. A red humanoid echidna. It's perfect.
Chat says that's why I like anime from the 90s with actual endings. And so just to bring it back to
Oh,
The
yeah.
Wire, you haven't seen all of it yet, but The Wire also feels like they were thinking about how they were going to end everything.
Oh, I believe that immediately, actually. Yeah, based on what I've seen so far, yeah, that makes.
Which I like. It feels like, when I've come to the end of it, it feels like something has closed. I feel like I've understood an artist's complete statement, you know?
I mean, the same applies to Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Like, both of those shows have, like, just one amazing core arc. They have a beginning and a middle and an end, and they never feel like they have any filler or, like, there's any fat that needs to be trimmed. They're just lean and perfect at their storytelling.
I'm wondering what 90s animes JP is talking about.
Neon Genesis, for example.
Yeah,
like,
he's referring to
Ghost in the
animes
Shell.
before the current Big 3 era where animes just literally don't end. Like there are animes that have been around since I was in high school still going.
To be fair though, like there are two different things though, because like there's always been like the 26, 27 episode anime, and I think that's still around as far as I know. And there's the shonen anime, and that is indeed like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, One Piece, Bleach. That's the stuff that just goes on forever and ever.
There I agree with you, because you know what? I've gotten into a new era of anime myself, where like I was conflicted about anime for a while, and I wasn't sure if I was still a fan. And I've decided that I am because I looked up a bunch of short, good, impactful anime that I've gotten into again.
I think there's still a lot of cool stuff getting out there. It's just they're not the big cash cows. It's kind of like with movies. Like we used to have amazing movies in theaters, but more and more the stuff that gets like theatrical releases is like Marvel stuff and Star Wars stuff and whatever. The thing is that there's still a ridiculous amount of amazing quality movies. It's just that the industry is putting most of its money and attention towards the Marvel, Star Wars, etc. stuff. I think it's the same with anime. Like most anime is focused on those big shonen series, but there's still a lot of quality out there, thankfully. Yeah. You have to just look for it a bit more. That's the only downside, I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I am in love with Yuri on Ice, I have to say. Like, if you haven't seen it, Yuri on Ice made me care about figure skating in a very big way, and I love it. Whoever did that anime research is so meticulous that at one point he goes to the Olympics and whoever researched the anime subject matter did it so well. The actual Olympians saw the anime and said, "How did they know what our rooms look like?" Like they nailed it. Whoever did this anime like absolutely nailed the topic.
Speaking of professional sports, I think I'm gonna have to grab my laptop.
Yeah.
For
It's just about time to sign
something
off.
very different actually from this. I mean, there's still gonna be a Canadian element to it because there is a Canadian driver on the grid. So, for to explain to chat, it's the first qualification of the new Formula One season. Very different mood, very different vibe from Celeste.
Yeah, that one's not quite the same vibe. I hope you enjoyed our soft, cuddly, believe in yourself vibes. We're now going to go to manly, grr, F off, die vibes.
But you neglected to mention the most important element of it, and that is Brazilian soap opera levels of drama. Yeah.
Also, there's a lot of amazing bromances on the grid. Like Yuki Tsunoda and Pierre Gasly were like the most adorable, like sort of driver couple on the grid, and everybody just loved them. And just everybody was heartbroken when it was announced Pierre Gasly was leaving his team because they are like brothers, and it's so cute the way they like sort of spend 2 years together at that team. Like, there's a lot of cute, wholesome things, thankfully, in there as well.
Well, maybe one day we'll be live streaming us talking about Formula One.
Oh, wait, you were on top of the...
I can't get up there, okay.
Okay, that's cool.
Oh, I have to go down through there, that's why.
Oh, yeah.
Well, then I guess we're just gonna have to have another recording where we play this game again, because I think we need to finish.
Oh
it.
no!
Oh no! More
What a
Celeste.
cruel fate! Oh boy, I cannot imagine.
As you can imagine, Callie is heartbroken because she hates talking about Celeste.
Oh no,
Dear Lord.
the game, the subject matter, it's just all so difficult.
Why have you forsaken us?
Oh no!
So yeah, Chad, join us next time for, I'm guessing, the grand finale of Celeste.
Yeah, that's gonna be the ending, yeah.
I feel like JP has been with us through this entire Celeste journey.
He's our Theo.
He's our Theo.
Yeah, JP is our Theo, thank you.
Well, at this point, he's almost like our Waddy, though. Like,
Was he putting us down in the beginning? You guys shouldn't play Celeste. You're not gonna be very good at it. Okay, you're fine.
Look at you. Miss Positivity over here.
You're so supportive.
this is the perfect
I like how she said
job.
you're so supportive, but she's angry. She's like, you're Miss Positivity. Well, you're so supportive.
JP goes, I do have a big beard though. So I guess JP, you are our Theo, homie.
this
Alright.
is like the cutest frenemy
So-
dynamic I've seen in ages.
Right now, I would love to continue, but if we're going to move on, I think we should stop right
This is a
here.
good one, yeah.
Join us as we finish the climb next time
Yo.
on Celeste, on One Bit Plays Celeste.
1-bit signing off. Yo. Stop streaming. Bang.